Good morning. It is Tuesday, May 2nd. It's a very special day to me. My youngest child is having a birthday today. Yay, birthdays! In addition to that, we are testing out some new filming stuff. So we're also using the old ones, so everything will be fine. But I just like to let you know when we're messing with things. So today we're going to do a daily card reading with the Angel Tarot cards by Doreen Virtue and Radleigh Valentine. And additionally, the Healing with the Fairies card deck came up, which is also a blue deck. So it's Blue Deck Day. So I was meditating this morning and looking at things and working on curriculum for a class I'm going to be doing. I was just really hitting some personal blocks in my space about not knowing about, like, how do I know anything's going to work? How do I know anybody's going to want this class? How do I know anything? And I really had to do some meditative clearing to get past that fear of the unknown. Because the ego, one, is all about protecting you, right? It just wants to keep you safe. And two, it can only work on what's known, what you've already experienced. And I'm about to do something unknown to me. So anyway, I was hitting some fear blocks. But as I was meditating, I got very clear guidance to be who I was, authentic, who I am, to do what I do, because I do things a little bit different than everybody else, and nobody else does it the way I do. So to be who I am, do what I do, and things will grow. And then I also got the reminder that growth, takes time sometimes. You can plant a seed in the ground and it's not going to be a full avocado in 3 days. Plant a seed in the ground, it's got to grow the plant, and then the plant has to bear fruit. And to be appreciative of that process, because in the growth you learn a lot, and I may end up changing things between one class and the next. Anyway, so patience with growth, but knowing growth has happened. Be who you are, do what you do. Growth will happen, and be patient with the process. So I am positive I'm not the only one that needs to hear that message this morning, as I know that there are many souls on this planet working on trying something they've never done before. So anyway, now to the daily card reading. So still clearing some of that energy. Just setting the intent that the message that needs to be heard today will come out, and that it will be received in a timely way and to our best, highest good. And the card for today is the Five of Fire. This card on the bottom says competing goals, bothersome details, and conflict with others. Interesting, competing goals. So as you are working through creating new things, and as you are also living your life, there may be some things that come into competition. If you spend a certain amount of hours at work every week, you don't have those hours to work on maybe this thing you want to create. Or perhaps you're involved with a club or an organization that also demands a certain amount of time. And I just see it being both time management, being able to dedicate time to certain goals, and being able to put your priorities in order so that the time isn't competing. But I also see that within what you're trying to create, that there may be some goals that are playing tug of war, where you can't have both, or not in the way that you're currently creating them. It looks like it presents itself as one or the other, and to get them to go together forward is very difficult. Not impossible. Fives are about free will, and the fives, this is a suit of fire, so all about your spirit and your action and taking, basically you decide. So that's the third energy that's coming up, is putting aside those victim pictures of you can't or you're limited because of external forces. Things we want to do and the things we want to have, we always find a way to do. It just happens. We figure it out. So this is all about any of those things that say you can't from the external perspective, knowing that you get free will, you get to choose how you react, how you prioritize, all those things. So look at what you're doing right now in your day-to-day life and know what you want to reorder, restructure, reprioritize. Know which goal is the most important to you, and know where you're competing against yourself in trying to attain these goals. So that is the first card. A lot came up there. It's pretty awesome. And the second card for today, the Healing with the Fairies deck. It looks like it's going to be 3 cards. Okay. So, environmental awareness and moving forward fearlessly. And again, I see this a little bit as the planetary awareness. I mean, these are earth fairies and they like that. But I see for most of us, this is actually being aware of how the environments you're living in, working in, participating in are affecting you. And how they are skewing, pulling, pushing, putting demands on you that speak very directly to these competing goals. I'll hold that up just a little longer. These competing goals. But that, being aware of how people you work with, people you live with, just the way your environment at home is structured. If it's always chaotic and you always feel like you have to take time to clean it and you can never get it clean, that's a huge distraction. And that could be something that's competing for your time. When you're around people that, again, I'm seeing the organization, I just see all the different things that you're involved in your life, being pushing and pulling and being like, you have to be here at this time, you have to be there at that time, and I need these things from you, really distracting you from what you're trying to create and really putting competition into the space that doesn't have to be there. But it won't change until you make the decision of what priority comes first, what you're going to do, and you probably have to take some action to clean up the environment you're in, or to set boundaries with people and say, hey, this is all I can do. This is what I'm willing to do. This is what I have time to do. This is what I can say, and I'm not going to do any more than that. And sometimes it's hard to set those boundaries and or just say no altogether. So, and moving forward fearlessly. This really comes back to what I started even before the cards, of just be who you are, do what you do, and don't put any unnecessary obstacles in your way. Don't go into competition with yourself on what's the right way or the wrong way, or perfect pictures, or who's going to want this. Don't go into all those competitions. Just be who you are, do what you do, move forward fearlessly, and growth will happen. So definitely messages to get out of your own way, to clear up things that are competing for your time, to set your priorities, and to use your free will to step out of those victim games of you can't because so-and-so needs this, or I have to do this first at work, or I have to do these. You can make all those choices for yourself. So that is the daily reading for today, Tuesday, May 2nd. I also want to bring up right at the beginning the class I'm creating, and I'm creating it around this book. It will be more than just this book, but this book will be centered to it. This book is Living with Joy. It's by Oren, who is a spirit being, a being of light who teaches, and co-written with Sanaya Roman, who is one that channels him. So it's all about creating and living from a place of joy, and learning and experiencing growth from enthusiasm and joy, rather than pain or conflict, and how really that's what this book is about. And my course is more about how to step into your joy and how to live from that place and how to create from that place and how to get past all of the different trainings and programmings that want to keep us from being in joy all the time. We recognize that we can have joy 5% of the time or periodically, but it's about figuring out how to live from that place of joyful ease and how to create from there and how to grow. So more on that as the details come together. Like I said, it's going to be starting really soon. Still looking at the time frames for how many classes in a row. It'll be a series. And then we might do a couple just intensive program days, but it's really more of a self-journey process, so I really think it will be a series more than intensive. So, all right, that's what I wanted to talk to you about today. Have a magnificent May 2nd, and we will see you tomorrow for Places of Opposite. And if this is any indication, it's gearing up to be a pretty powerful next step. So take care, and we'll see you tomorrow.